Perception of cryonics. Now, I've only been aware of cryonics really seriously for maybe 5 years or something on
Right.
that order, and investigated and kind of met people who are involved in the cryonics movement. And it seems many people who have been involved many years, like we're talking a couple decades, they're kind of, it seems a little bit jaded yet about how the public perceives cryonics, but they are the ones who are intimately involved, of course, and they know what type of feedback they get from friends, family, public, and such things. So I was just wondering what your take on that is. It becoming can you notice more acceptance recently, like in the last couple of years? Are people gradually coming around to hey, cryonics is something that's really scientifically relevant and something worthy?
Yeah, I think that I think there has been a shift in perception by the public in the last few years in terms of it being a reasonable pursuit, and I think that people have been impressed by the rate of technological change in the last few years.
Okay.
They can um, projects like the Human Genome Project and things like that are real big biological advancements have been happening, and I think people are realizing you know we are starting to figure out biology well enough to to do really complicated things.
Sure.
And
That cryonics is really possible, because I know even nowadays there's a couple scientists out there, physicists, that say that it's a pipe dream, and I don't think they even think about it. They haven't even looked into it. I mean anyone who just scratches the surface of cryonics and the possibilities, what it takes, that it's an engineering feat, that it would, a massive engineering feat that's going to have to be accomplished in order to make it work. But anyone can see that, hey, technology is advancing enough that, this does seem plausible, anyway, in my mind.
right.
But I still read interviews from some leading scientists once in a while that just pipe up and say cryonics is, it's idiots, doing this. It's never going to work. And I don't know where I don't know where their objection with such strong objection comes from.
One of the things that I've realized working in cryonics
Yeah.
is that people get very weird about death.
Yeah.
Death and money bring out weird things in people, and most scientists that I know,
Yeah.
they sit down, think about it, discuss cryonics, think that it's reasonable, and I would say that there are more people in terms of reasons why they're not signed up. There are more people that are not signed up because they don't think that they would want that to happen, not that they don't think it would work.
Okay. Okay. So it's it's the same thing as, or similar to, people who don't want to fill out a will, because when it really comes down to thinking about yourself dying, then it becomes tougher to deal with. I mean, most people think, oh
Right.
yeah, sure, I'm going to die someday, but then when it comes down to sign your name on a piece of paper and saying, or life insurance or a will, and making plans for your own death, then I think you're right. I think people do get a little bit freaked out about that.
Yeah, I actually know a decent number of people who think that cryonics will work and want that to happen, but don't because they don't want to really think about their death that much. Which is understandable.
Yeah, it's understandable.
People don't have wills and things like that. And,
Yeah.
it's just dying is one of those things that you kind of put off as much as you can, and until you have to deal with it.
Yeah,
And,
that's right. Okay. Hey, I just want to ask a couple questions here. We're getting to be, it looks like, over 35 minutes here into our broadcast. And I know you have some other side work that you do. I don't know if you're at liberty to discuss it too much, but you have some other work that you do, and I was wondering if that also is mainly with sensory technology for some of your independent contracting.
Yeah. So, for instance, one of the I'm not doing anything that involves direct sensor input.
Okay.
But I am doing a project that involves organizing data that's collected on handhelds. When you have a handheld device, you don't have a keyboard and mouse to organize information that you're collecting.
Yeah.
And so that I guess is it's kind of user interface work. Thinking through the process of how people think about information, what they want to do with it, and stuff like that. And so I think that the reflection on sensing and cognition is very useful in that, because I'm used to thinking about how people experience the world and in relation to objects in themselves.
Okay.
So I consider it useful. The implant stuff useful in that it's keeps me thinking. And if it's okay, I'm going to do a quick plug for one of my side projects. I'm organizing a conference called Bill. It's running. It's unaffiliated satellite of the TED conference, and it's being done unconference style, March 1st and 2nd in Monterey. And that'll be very interesting.
And it's a kind of a side or satellite conference to TED, you said?
Yes.
Oh.
So TED is the TED conference. It's my friends and I are big fans of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Me
Me too.
$6,000, and so we decided to throw our own conference. It overlaps temporally half with TED, and we have some interesting people to come speak. Actually, Aubrey de Grey will be coming by and giving a talk on titled "How to Be a Successful Heretic."
Oh.
And there will be a number of transhumanists there. It's not a transhumanist only conference,
Right.
But being organized by people who are transhumanists, and so there's a lot of overlap. And so
Sure.
if people want more information,
And that's coming. That's coming up at March 1st and 2nd for those who are viewing tonight, listening tonight. March 1st and 2nd in Monterey, California. You can go to the website, and it looks like Cosmo Richard already posted a link to it. It's billconference.com. Billconference.com.
BIL.
BIL. Exactly. B as in boy, I-L.
Yep. And it's free, and it's an open format. So if you would like to come and speak, there's a wiki on the website where you can go and say, I'm going to be there speaking about this subject. And then as the event draws a bit near, probably in about a week, we'll put up on the wiki a time schedule thing, and you just slot off which time you want, and then
I see. So
anyone can speak, anyone can attend.
And that's kind of the unconference format, right? You kind of plan ahead of time, and you it kind of just forms. But then once you get there, are people who maybe want to speak when they get there? If the crowd thinks that hey, your speech is probably not going to be all that good, and they've got some other stuff going on that's even more exciting than whatever's happening at the moment, kind of keeps going that way with the unconference format.
Right, there'll be a couple spaces for people to speak in, and you just say, in this spot at this time, I'll be talking about this subject, and people can, go to the things that interest them.
Okay.
And I think we have 14 speakers who've already put themselves up on the wiki.
Okay.
I think about 60 people already signed up. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm sure a lot of people would be interested in that. Got a lot of members and transhumanists, a lot of other people that are out there in the Bay Area and around Monterey that could probably head on out there. That's great. March 1st and 2nd. All right, well, it's been a great time talking with you tonight, Todd. And I want to I want to thank you very much for stopping on by our Sunday Immortality Update, the first time that we've done a live stream, and it has been very enlightening. Glad to hear all your thoughts about sensory perception, cryonics, and other topics. So thanks a lot, Todd, and hopefully we'll be speaking with you again in the future, and I hope everyone comes out to the Build Conference in Monterey, March 1st and 2nd. Okay, hey, that was Todd Huffman. Thanks so much, Todd, for stopping by, and I just want to talk to everyone now about how the broadcast went. I just want to get everyone's feelings